Some quick things I want to mention before I talk about this season. Justin from 13 Reasons Why made a very brief appearance. Obviously not as Justin, but he was an extra, and he had like a 20-30 second scene with Phoebe and Cherry. They use freeze breath against each other during an argument, even though that was mentioned. I'm pretty sure in that season that if they cross freeze breath, they could like explode or destroy the world or some dumb thing. And Max is like, well, let's just not cross streams then. Yet they have a random argument and they just kind of break that. I think that's it. Okay, now this season was not very good. Billy's actor was getting older, so they didn't really use him as much. Like, he has a surprising low amount of dialogue because he's going through puberty now. So he's starting to have a deeper voice, so it's not as funny when someone that kinda sounds like an adult is saying super dumb things like a child. So he isn't used as much. We have Jojo Siwa shows up, a celebrity, during the one and only episode where they have their powers, revealed. Of course, it's in the second episode, but episode 1 had nothing to do with their powers. It was just Colosso telling scary stories for a Halloween special, which is a very weird thing to open the season on. Like, why are you doing a Halloween special soon as the show starts? That's weird. And then the sex episode is all about them, using their powers in public and stuff. But it's really only like 2 or 3 scenes in a 40-minute special until, the final climax where they're fighting the bad guys and they use their powers. And then it's mentioned maybe once or twice. There's this episode about a mural where apparently during the prom one girl got hurt and she still has a grudge, so she makes a mural to make them look bad. But in the end, they thought it was really cool, so they try and keep it, and she gets mad and they save her, and blah 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 cheesiness. What can they expect from a kid show? But I think that's really dumb. I was surprised that they were mad at that, because it kind of makes them look bad, I guess, but it looked fucking badass. And then they even pointed it out later when they realized it's epic, is what they say. They also try and do, trends throughout this season. They do dabbing, bottle flipping. It's different. It's not something you really need for a show. Blobbin makes a few appearances here and there, and he's lost some weight, so good for him. I forgot to mention, actually, Chris Jericho played Allison's dad in the last season. Speaking of Allison, they finally get rid of her. Max has been dating her since like season 2, and they have barely had any storylines. They've had a few here and there, but she really was not interesting of a character, so they break them up in like episode 12. We have 2 characters that show up in the same episode that are from previous shows. Nikki, Ricky, Dickie, and Don's dad is in this show as a villain called Meteor Man. And in that same episode, Phoebe has like this weird thing in her head where she's gonna get a movie. For some reason, she's not played by herself, though Max is. Don't understand that. The person that plays Phoebe is Skylar from Mighty Med. I was happy to see her. It was really cool. But literally one scene. And only has a few lines. And we also get Joey from Liv and Maddie in the final episode. He is Colossus's son. It's alright, I guess. He could have been better for a 40-minute special. He didn't really deliver anything special. He was just kind of whiny like Roman from Scream 3. He also introduced the twin power in the very last episode instead of introducing it in any of the other episodes in 4 seasons. Kinda weird. One thing I also forgot to mention about last season was they randomly got rid of one of their sets. They had a pizza place and it was used a lot in season 1 and season 2. But in season 3, Miss Wong no longer, shows up in the pizza place. They don't even write it off. They say that now she's like trying to buy all the restaurants and rule the restaurant train, which goes nowhere. She never buys another restaurant. She just buys Splatburger. And she has the pizza place, but we never see her work there again. So that's how they wrote it off, by saying that she owns Splatburger now. So I guess the old owner, is gone now too, obviously, since he never shows up again. Even though he was in a few episodes. And it also got a bigger budget. A lot of the CGI is pretty good. It is a TV show, so there are a few hit and misses. Like, this car looks pretty awesome in the episode where Max gets this rocket shark thing or whatever. And then when it blasts off, it didn't look the best. And they also have a bear and a tiger. They're both terribly CGI, just like Casey Undercover with the tiger. I really don't know why they tried again. Because it's literally the exact same animal. Tiger and a tiger. We also get some more background about Barb and all of them. Oh, we also get Link mentioned, who hasn't appeared since the season 3 finale, in a random episode where Phoebe and Nora hang out because they've never hung out before, which is actually true. I don't remember them ever hanging out by themselves. Max and Nora hung out once in like one episode, but Phoebe and Billy never did. So when they have Billy and Phoebe hang out, he was like, I thought you were going to take your boyfriend Link. Which, she hasn't been dating Link for quite some time. She wasn't even dating him in the season finale. She had already broke up with him. He just came out there to be nice. So that was a pretty funny joke. Did not expect them to mention Link, though. They also bring back Sarah, who I completely forgot about. She was in like season 1, season 2. I don't think she was in season 3 at all. She was this crazy girl that had a crush on Max. They kind of just slowly forgot about her, like they forgot about Tyler, who was in all of season 1. Well, obviously not all. He was in a lot of episodes of season 1. Maybe 3 or 4 in season 2, and then he never showed up again. But yeah, Sarah comes back, and she's dating Gideon. And all the other appearances of Gideon, they never mention them dating again. So it felt like a way to write off the fact that she has a crush on Max, because they probably forgot about her too. But at the same time, nothing really happened with it. They also, make Max and his band quit being a band. So Oyster and Wolfgang hardly ever show up again. They show up in the second to last episode. And that is it. In an episode where they repeat time. And they keep going back to school. And we see Wolfgang and Oyster a few times. They missed like a lot of episodes. Almost forgot they were characters. Because really, what were they without being Max's band? Gideon at least had the whole stupid crush on Max's mom thing. We also get Gideon dating Phoebe, and he admits that he doesn't like her. He just wanted to get closer to her mom. And it's not like it's just a one-off episode. They mention that episode like 3 or 4 times about how Gideon dated Phoebe. So it's kind of like canon in the main timeline. Not a one-off thing like usual in kids shows, but you know what, they still have him have a crush on Phoebe, so like he flirts with her so many times and wants her to get with him. It's weird. You admitted you don't even like her. You like it, her mom. Why are you still trying to date her? Not to mention the fact that he's supposed to be dating Sarah. But, you know, that felt like a one-off thing to write her out of the show. It's still weird, though. Yeah, that's about it.